Josh Phelan here. Thanks so much for joining. Today is day one of the Flow Hacker for Gym Goers challenge. And through this, the idea is essentially to help you master the art, I should say, of getting in the flow during your workouts. And a big reason for this too is because when you can dial this part in, and this is also this is for everybody that's already working out 3, 4, 5 more days a week or whatever. You already got that part down. Okay, that's great, excellent. But if this sounds familiar, then you're in the right spot, and that is you're going through the motions. You still have good amount of aches and pains. The big part is to help you connect this to the rest of the body during the workouts, and there's a formula for this. For me personally, real quick background, been coaching people since 2009, and personally I've been working out for over 2 decades. So with all of that said, I think I have at least decent amount of knowledge to be able to share with a good amount of people. So that's the goal here, is essentially getting you to be able to dial in your workouts better, to get the body and the mind synced up, and to essentially get more out of your workouts, get more from them. Because I really do believe there are a ton of different workout programs and coaches and books and everything out there that you can get that information, and a lot of it's going to help. It's going to be accurate. It's going to actually get you results. It's not stuff that we are learning 30, 40 years ago as far as in the health and fitness industry. I've read some of the older books, and a good amount is definitely outdated. The science and stuff that keeps on coming out, we're dialing all that stuff in. So I think there is such a massive amount of great programming and exercises and workouts. I don't think that's really hard anymore. It's connecting everything else to that. Okay, and that's kind of my goal here with this flow hacker idea. So I want to be able to help you master this this week, literally. So we're going to be doing some steps, and you're going to have a little assignment essentially each day, which will hopefully help you walk closer and get this stuff dialed in as we move forward. So that's my intention, and a couple of the benefits that personally I've experienced from doing this is that you are able to disconnect from family, disconnect from work, and many of the other nuances and stresses of life, because when you are in a state of flow, you're going to be fully present, you're going to be fully engaged, you're there. Okay, and it feels amazing because it also allows this to disconnect and actually give your brain some space to recover, and also to give space for better problem solving and stuff. So some of the benefits that I've personally experienced beyond just the detachment and being able to take a break mentally from work and such is, I genuinely feel that I come back from the gym and having this time, and I come back as a better father and as a better husband, and even as a better entrepreneur. I have better and more creative problem solving. There's often times where I might be stuck at something at my desk, but then after this gym session, I come back and I'm like, oh, well, I figured that one out while I was at the gym. My brain was able to just kind of fully relax, and then there's just a thought there, boom, jot it down, save it in my phone. I have that, and now that's all done. But also another thing too is I struggled a lot over 2020, and just I think for the first time, really, I can honestly say I experienced, I guess, I mean, it's even just weird saying out loud, but that whole depression thing, and didn't want to be around people, didn't want to talk to anybody. I mean, not that we really could, given the circumstances and stuff with the pandemic and the shutdowns and lockdowns and all that, but it really took a huge stab at my confidence levels essentially as well. And that may sound silly or maybe even a little egotistical perhaps, but if I'm being completely honest, I struggled a lot, and I ended up actually putting on a good amount of weight. I'm actually down about 30 pounds from my heaviest point from the pandemic, from just overeating and indulging and drinking too much and stuff. And so I got everything back dialed in, did several fasts, and each fast would be 2 or 3 days long, essentially, and that really helped to get things together and get back on track. But yeah, my confidence levels took a huge stab essentially And then through going through this process and being proactive and searching for solutions and stuff, going through a couple of books and getting some mentors to help with this, really helped me go through this process. But then the workouts became kind of like my safe haven as well too, because it can be challenging to try to get babysitters at times. Like even right now, like we have a babysitter so that I can do this Facebook Live for you. Right now Ambia's off helping a friend with a film right now, which is really cool. I feel very passionate about and want to help share with other people, because I realize we are at this, kind of tipping point, I guess, within the fitness industry. There's a lot of great stuff now out there for the coaching and the programming and exercises, but we need to connect this, okay? And that's my goal over the next couple days. So with that, I would like to know from you, why are you here? Why do you want to be a flow hacker, as I'm calling it? Like, what are you looking to get out of this whole week together? Okay, that's what I want to know. So whether you're watching this live or watching this in recordings, you can either go live in the Facebook and say what you're looking forward to getting out of this week, or you can just comment in here. But I'm really curious, because I'm going to go through and tell you as well my kind of agenda for this week, and then I want your help to fill in the gaps. What else are you looking for? What else do you need help with? Because that's my intention. I'm done with that old way of thinking that I have all the best ideas and that I should just push them onto other people. I've come to realize as I've gotten older, and that is to simply listen. What do you want? How can I best help you? How can I best serve you? So that's my intention with these 5 days. Is I have a pretty good concept, pretty good idea of what I want to teach you, and that includes, the formula essentially for getting in the flow, but also even cool and I guess somewhat more exciting things as I get older, and that is, reducing pain, reducing inflammation, because ultimately I think a lot of us just want to simply feel good. As I get older, it's less and less of a goal of how much more muscle can I put on, or how much leaner can I get, or something like that. Excuse me. And it's become more of a seeking, how can I feel better? How can I just simply have more energy? Especially with 2 little ones. I got oldest will be 4 next month, and little guy turns 2 in July. And I mean, there's some days you only get 6 hours of sleep over 2 nights. So it can be a little bit challenging. But yeah, so over our next few days together, my intention is to share with you the entire formula for this. And so to kick it off, I think the first 2 most important elements to getting into flow for your workouts is simply do something that you love and enjoy as far as your workouts. And then know what level you're at and try to work 1 level above that. Okay? Here's why that is so important. There you go. There's one of them knocking, trying to get in. Because the critical element is that you love it. Because if you're trying to get into yoga, let's say, and it's just not for you, you've done it in the past and you feel weird or whatever, there's something about it that's not, you don't vibe with it, let's say. Okay, so if you're doing something and you just don't like it, change it. There's 1,000 ways of getting in shape, okay? You can do Pilates, you can do TRX, you can do personal training or boot camp. Sorry, I'm just now going through my own little thing, but you can do weightlifting, you can do stand-up paddleboarding, you can do kayaking, rock climbing, spinning. I mean, there's just a ton, and we're getting more and more stuff goes on too. I mean, now they've incorporated yoga classes with baby goats. I mean, there's no shortage here of ways of possibly getting in shape. So with that, I would encourage you, if you haven't already found something that you truly, truly love, okay, and it's okay to change, because one of the essential needs that we have as human beings is for the sense of novelty. We enjoy things that are new and fresh to us when we like them. The other ones that are new and fresh, we call problems. But that's okay. Problems are good. Problems are how we grow. But I would encourage you, if you haven't already found 1 or 2 or more modalities, as they're called, of training, please keep on trying. There's so many places too that will offer a 1-day pass, 3-day pass, so you can at least get your toes wet, try it, and you're not having to spend a ton of money on multiple memberships. But yeah, find something that you love. That's super important. The next part is knowing what level you're at. Okay, so let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, you're at a level 6 right now. Working out pretty consistently, maybe not in best shape ever, but you're not in terrible shape. And mind you, I'm just making this up and trying to simplify this for you, but essentially, let's say you're at a level 6. My goal is for you to work at maybe a 6.5 or 7. Okay, that's it. I'm not asking you to reach for a 10 or 11 or whatever. I want you to just get a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Okay, and in order to do that, it's not that hard. Okay, so if you're doing swimming, for example, an easy way of kind of getting up that one more notch or that one more level would be if you normally do, let's say, 50 laps in the pool, which to me, I would die. I'd be done after maybe 3. I'm not a pool person or a swimming person at all. But if your normal workout is 50 laps, I'm talking about maybe try bumping it to 55 or 60. Okay, maybe that might even be a stretch because that's not my thing. It's not my world. But as far as like lifting weights, for example, one of the ways that I'll do it is I'll have, okay, here's my workout that I'm doing. It's maybe these 10 exercises, and I'm going to go through that 5 times. And that's my whole workout, right? Then next time I do it, I'm just going to try to beat that time. Maybe last time I did it in 58 minutes. So my goal is just to beat 58 minutes, okay? And I'm going to aim for that. Or another way of doing it is simply, and this is all in reference of working up one level of where you're currently at in order to get into flow, okay? And so, yeah, you can do it where you're trying to beat that entire time. Or next time, add a round, okay? So 5 rounds was pretty brutal, but you can do 6, That's another way of doing it. Or you can increase the weight a little. Try adding 5 or 10 pounds next time onto a certain lift or a certain movement. Or another way would be to increase the rep range. And so sometimes I've done it where workouts will be like 10 reps for all of it, and then I'll slowly progress, and it'll be like, okay, then 12 on some, and then 12 on all of them, then there'll be 15 reps, and and you're still doing the same amount of rounds, but now it's essentially you're increasing the volume, you're increasing the workload. So yeah, that's those two are critically important. The fact that you love this type of workout, the type of training that you're doing, and that you're consistently trying to work one level above that. Another little bonus onto the working one level above is some people, not everybody, because I'm definitely on the other side of this, but excuse me, some people love to work out with others. I'm the opposite. I don't. But if that's the case and you do have a workout partner, you're doing the classes, that can also be really helpful to help you to get and to work out at that extra level of past where you're currently at, because some people will thrive off of that competition. So they're seeing the workout buddy next to them and they're going a little bit faster, then that's going to encourage them to also, maybe raise the needle a little bit and go a little bit faster for that competition, or encouragement as well too. So, and then that's also where a coach or something can come in to help with that. Another little bonus that I wasn't going to get into, but I kind of want to now, and that is music. So when you're working out, and again, this might not be for everybody, but the large majority of people do really seem to thrive, and I don't even want to say working out with music in particular, but just with music in general, just because there are certain things that music can say that words simply can't, I guess, as cheesy or cliche as that may sound, but I think it's 100% true. And so there's something about having the right kind of music at times in your playlist for your workouts that can also help kick it up a notch for you as well. And I've heard some crazy requests from clients in the past, even including country music, which personally not a big fan, but I don't know how you could possibly work out to it. But anyway, yeah, we're all different, okay? And I've also had people that just don't listen to music ever because I don't know if tone deaf was supposed to be his reason. It was something a little unusual. I'd never heard it before. But anyway, yeah, but the concept is to get that playlist dialed in, because when you're able to get that going and you have that punched in, then you can also start just press play, and it's going to help you get in there quicker. And then another little bonus, so again, this one's probably even going to be for less of people. So if here's everybody and this many of us like music, let's say, maybe only this many will do this part, and that is to listen on something on repeat. I know it may sound a little psychotic, but there's been research and studies done on this, and thankfully there's been some very successful people that have been making the rounds on some of these articles that I've been reading as far as the benefits of being able to do that. And this is another way to be able to help jump into flow a little bit quicker. It's almost like the same concept of having a child listen to a lullaby. So, you know, we don't do the lullaby thing, but I know and have delved very deeply into habit formation and everything like that, and building routines and stuff. So that's me and my wife's way of being able to put our kids to bed and everything like that. And so very, very much into a routine, even after vacations and stuff, or even, you know, we'll do most of it when we're on the road as well too. And that is simply, you know, their nighttime routine is pretty much always the same. And this way it helps them to, as soon as we put them into bed, they're going to be going to sleep soon. And so that's kind of the similar concept to the idea of either the same playlist or a couple of songs that are going to help to jump you and drop you into flow faster. Or also, if this is for you, and I would suggest trying it. It doesn't work for every song, that's for sure, but there's times where listening to one single song on repeat can actually help you to not only get into flow faster, but also to stay there. But yeah, for our kids, for their evening routine, it's pretty much always the same. We'll put them in, or actually, Adrix has to go pee first, and then we put them in PJs. This is after bath time. So sorry, bath time, go potty, PJs, brush your teeth, story time. Yeah, and then they turn on the fan, they go, in the fan, and then they're in. As silly as it sounds, I think there's still so much that we can always keep learning from our children. And I've realized that way more as a father now, and to see how well they do with routines and things like that, I know it's also that much more important, not only for me, but also everybody else that I coach and help, to have those powerful routines and have those systems in place that are going to help to get you in flow. Because then also, when you are in flow, it's also not only going to help you disengage and disconnect from those other things, the other stresses, but you're also going to be happier. You're going to have more endorphin release. Our bodies are essentially a huge chemical factory. So, sorry, my cat is like rubbing up. Yeah, our bodies are a huge chemical factory. So when we're working out, we're getting a flow, we're getting those endorphins going, we're getting a nice dopamine release. Our body's getting a rewards happen in the reward center of our brain. Sorry, a little tongue tied. So we're going to be going into more of this over the next couple days, but in case you missed my ask in the beginning of this, please fill in the gaps. Help me to fill in the gaps of this. What else would you like to know? What else do you need help with when it comes to getting into flow for your workouts? How else can I serve you? How else can I help you? That's ultimately what I'm here for. Over the past 18 months or so, there's been a lot of challenging times, for sure. And essentially this is kind of my stepping off point of making an agreement to myself to not play small anymore. I've realized, this spin around the sun only lasts so long for so many of us. And so it's imperative to me that I set the example for my boys, and that I use the gifts and skills and talents and abilities that God has given me and share that with others. And so this is one of those. And yeah, I'm looking forward to serving you over these next couple days. But with that, I need your help. I cannot read your mind. I do not know exactly what you're going through. I do not know exactly what questions you have until you ask them. So please ask away. You can also email them to me. You can also text them to me. You can go live in the Facebook group and tell me. You can comment on this video. But it's important to me that I start sharing this with more people. I really think this is something that can be very powerful and, as silly as it may sound, actually really life-changing, because you get into flow for your workouts, it can change the trajectory of the rest of your day, because you'll notice times when you're into flow during your work, time almost doesn't exist. It might go really, really fast, unfortunately, but you're going to do so much greater good in such a short period of time because of the state of mind that you're in. And so that's my goal, is I want to be able to help more people with that. So thank you so much. Please let me know how I did today. Any sort of feedback, you can put them under this video. Please be honest. You do not have to try to pump me up and be like, good job, that was great. I know I'm rusty. I know I haven't practiced being live and everything a whole lot lately. So not looking for false encouragement or anything. Honest feedback would be greatly appreciated. My goal is to help deliver on this promise of helping you to become a flow hacker, essentially, and to get into a state of flow quickly. Thank you so much. Let me know what questions you have, how else I can better serve you, and what you are looking forward to getting out of this week. Thank you. Bye.